Esteemed representatives, distinguished guests, and fellow global citizens, it is a profound honor to address this event. My name is Osman Batu Sivasligil. I am 12 years old and I come from Türkiye. I stand before you not just as a youth delegate, but as a member of a generation determined to restore balance to our shared planet. Climate change is no longer a distant warning. It is the defining crisis of our century. From fires that scar our forests to floods that reshape our cities, its impact is both global and deeply personal. That is why, more than ever before, it is essential that we raise our voices, not as individuals divided by borders, but as one world united by responsibility. What happens when the places we love stop loving us back? Summers burn hotter, oceans rise higher, and forests we once called the lungs of the earth now struggle to breathe. But imagine another future, a greener one, where cities run on clean energy, rivers flow freely, and children play beneath clear skies. Which world we inherit depends on the choices we make today. In Türkiye, the summer of 2025 saw over 90,000 hectares of forest devastated by wildfires, driven by soaring temperatures, fierce winds, and ignition largely due to human activity. These blazes are not just statistics. They are a warning that even nations rich in natural heritage face the harsh consequences of climate inaction. When I was younger, nature felt endless, but now I see it changing. Plastic on the shores, heat waves growing harsher, wildlife fading from places once full of life. I used to love watching dozens of bright blue butterflies in my grandmother's garden. Last summer, I only saw one. That was the moment I understood. Climate action begins in our own hands. I started small, carrying a reusable bottle, avoiding plastics, recycling, switching off lights. I realized no choice is small when it shapes a cleaner planet. But personal choices alone are not enough. We need innovation, collaboration, and leadership, especially from young people. That's why I propose climate labs in schools worldwide, places where students invent real sustainability projects. Beyond simple experiments, these projects include solar chargers, clean water filters, zero-waste designs. Young people are naturally creative. Why not use that power? These labs would not only empower the next generation to learn about climate change, but to solve it creatively, practically, and locally. And here's another, climate roofs. Imagine turning every school rooftop and community building into a climate roof, covered with solar panels, rainwater collectors, and green gardens. Each roof becomes a power station, a water saver, and a carbon sponge all at once. Multiply that across thousands of schools and neighborhoods, and suddenly we have built entire cities that fight with climate change every single day. Many nations are already setting an example. Initiatives like Sıfır Atık, the zero waste movement, have shown how efficient resource use and community awareness can dramatically reduce pollution and waste. Expanding such models globally could reshape how cities live, build, and sustain themselves. These are not dreams, they are blueprints for action. Yes, climate change is overwhelming, but as I said, our creativity is stronger. We are the generation of coders, inventors, and dreamers. If climate change is Earth's biggest test, then we are the generation ready to rewrite the code of our future. I will be honest, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I still forget my bottle or leave a light on. But progress doesn't need perfection, it needs persistence. And persistence is something all of us can share. Have you ever thought, but I'm just one person, what difference? I used to think that too. But every movement in history began with one person who acted. Why should climate action be any different? Remember, the future is not something we wait for. It is something we build. Every choice, every policy, every invention is a brick in the foundation we create. And if we all build together, we can create a sustainable, hopeful, and resilient world for generations to come. One choice today, one voice today, one future tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Osman, for your wonderful sharing.